have the break to chat as well,
Yeah.
but we will go ahead and get started. As I mentioned, it might be a slightly shorter session because yours truly had a busy couple days and was working on presentation slides until 10:30 last night. Yeah, it's good. But welcome back post Christmas holidays, where we had a bit of an intense time for the party as they are still traveling through the Scorched Grove. What happened last time?
I think we fought and killed super sexy Petra.
I think super sexy saucy Petra.
Yeah. Double sexy. We brought double sexy back. And then 2 elementals, which I think we're still in the fight. We're like still mid combat, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I believe so.
I think, yeah, that's pretty much it.
And we jump in there.
Yeah, and we'll pick up there, mid-combat, as between Apoc and Astra. Apoc bringing Petra down to 2 hit points before Astra finishing her off. But not before Elle had fallen with a blow from the elemental and Petra had obtained the Borealis. And as Petra was struck with a sunbeam from Astra, her body kind of turning to a mush as it fell from the sky, the Borealis kind of clatters to the ground underneath her. And so on the map, when you open, Petra's little dot is where she has fallen and where the Borealis now sits. Apoc, I believe you're about, if I remember correctly, 30 feet away from Petra at this point. After getting kind of ambushed in the evening, you were all just about to go to sleep. A hand reaching up and grabbing the Borealis from Elle before the fight ensued. Basil being taken over for a time, meant to protect Petra, making a new friend before finally being able to shake off the influence and help his own friends. And just before Petra fell, Aurora knocked unconscious and lying at Elle's feet. A few of the party members kind of battered, bloodied, being knocked unconscious and brought back only to re-engage with the fight. We are going to pick up as Petra falls from the sky, the Borealis clattering beside her, and a very real threat of the large 15-foot tall hulking stone or earth elemental still in play. We will pick up back at the top of the order. If you can't get in, please let me know. But we are going to jump back in with Elle at the top of the order. Basil
the one person who is not in yet.
That's okay.
The internet is not even an excuse. It's just me.
It's those fancy lights. They're taking all of your bed.
While
Okay,
Elle is joining. But
come on. No, I have a funny anecdote for the break.
While Elle is joining, I do want to remind everybody that Mrs. Q did summon a guardian at one point, and it was a rabbit with like a lettuce leaf shield and a carrot sword, and it's still on the map because I thought it was cute, so I'm leaving it there.
There it is.
However, it is not active on the map. It has done its damage and has departed.
Okay.
There we go. Ah, I see why it took so long to get you in the room.
No, we know this. I don't have WhatsApp on my computer. It's on my phone. So I copy the link and send it to my email and then do all of this, but I sent it to the wrong email.
Ah. I admitted you. Are you in?
I still can't see. Oh, there we go.
There you were. Okay.
Here we go. Oh no.
Hello.
Where am I? Okay. All right. So Aurora is down.
So as
that-
you
Mhm.
as you are kind of staggering on your own feet, this hulking being in front of you, Big Basil still in play, if I remember correctly. Aurora is lying limp at your feet off to the side after being just smacked by the elemental. Mrs. Q behind you, healing you to bring you back. And as you wake up, you realize you do not have the Borealis anymore in your hands. Angry tears starting to well up in your eyes
I'm
as
not
you
angry.
make that realization.
Okay.
I believe that this last round is when you were healed. So at this time, Elle, I think you are prone.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna bother getting up. Can I crawl over to Aurora?
Yes, she is within crawling distance.
Yeah. Just kind of like army crawl. Can I see past the elemental? Like do I have any concept of where the Borealis is right now?
So the elemental, you can like kind of try and peek between its legs. You are on the ground. The like smell of smoke as you're rifling through like burned embers of wood is kind of filling your nostril and filling your eyes. Just because of everything going on and the fact that you're prone, I would say give me a perception check if you are going to try
Okay.
and it'll be a bit tough if you're just giving a cursory glance.
No, that's only a 7.
You kind of tried to look, but the elemental, the breadth of this creature's legs is just too big to look around with your small form crawling through the ground.
Okay.
So you cannot see where the Borealis is.
I'm gonna trust that Apoc is gonna go after his girlfriend to grab the thing she stole. So Elle's gonna crawl over, just next to Aurora. Just not too far, but just a little bit before realizing she doesn't really have to move. She can cast Healing Word. But just she's real shook up. So Aurora, I'm gonna cast Healing Word at 4th level.
Ooh.
Because this shit's bad. Okay. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 13 hit points
Nice.
to you.
Thank you.
You gotta quit dying.
I'm riding that edge real hard, aren't I?
Every single time.
Hey, I'm just that kind of magnetic personality.
Okay. And I think I might just try to get a little bit from there, move a little bit closer back to Mrs. Q. That would have been her action. There's not much more she can do.
You did Healing Word?
I did Healing Word.
So Healing
Or is
Word
that-
is a bonus action.
Ooh, okay, but it is a
like,
spell, so I wouldn't be able to do another spell attack.
Unless it's a cantrip.
Unless it's cantrip. Okay. Okay.
And then you're not really moving. Mrs. Q and Aurora are within like 5 feet of you. It's touching distance. You haven't. Getting on your knees and crawling over is very much a theater of the mind kind of thing. You're not actually moving on the map. Everything is close enough to you, including the element.
Okay. Okay, I can't do that. Well, I think I'm just going to kind of stay there. Just kind of stay and watch what's going on. I'm kind of hurt myself, so I don't really want to get scrapping with this elemental, so I'm just gonna. But if I hold my action, I can't hold like a.
You can hold an action. You just got to tell me what you're holding.
Yeah. I might just try like casting just a thorn whip against this elemental. Just for something.
Sure.
And it's is this creature large?
It sure is.
Okay. Okay, well this might be counterproductive, but I'm gonna cast Thorn anyways.
Okay. So go ahead and cast Thorn
The
Whip.
heat of battle. Oh, that's a 2, so that's only that's only that's only an 8 to hit. Not gonna
Okay.
hit.
I mean, it's a very big elemental.
Yeah, so we should be easier to hit, but
It's not how D&D works.
yeah, just kind of like a kid just having a fit and like trying real hard but not succeeding is what Elle's gonna look like right now.
Yeah, you're hurt, you're tired, you're not doing well. And as you try to cast your Thorn Whip, it just kind of fails in your hand.
It's just
Feeling a little-
it's limp. It goes limp.
Yeah. It goes little limp as this hulking creature is bearing down over you. Aurora gaining breath. Elle staying prone? Or are you going to get
No.
You're gonna stay prone.
Yep.
Sir Basil, you are up. Mrs. Q, you are coming up next-ish in the order. As you see Aurora take a breath, but both Aurora and Elle kind of staying prone on the ground, this hulking figure over them.
Okay. So Basil would probably kind of just shuffle over so that he's sort of blocking Aurora and Elle, and he's just gonna with his sword just try and hack at this thing.
So I'm gonna say, because everybody's within 5 feet, you can't really get between them. There's no room to get between them unless you're gonna try and shove them out of the way.
Okay, because my mindset was to like, okay, no, I'll just attack them.
Okay, so go ahead and make your attacks.
Basil, our hero.
After like attacking Elle in the last session, and okay, so that's a 19 and a 16.
Yes, both of those hit. Wait, 19 and a hold on, what was the net?
That's 16.
I have a note. Oh, that was for the other one. This is elemental too. The 16 does not hit.
Okay.
But the 19 does.
Cool. So that will do. Let's see. That's 18 slashing damage. And then can I do any bonus? Can you remind me who goes after me?
So the next member of your party that goes after you is Mrs. Q.
Okay.
very
Yeah, I just imagine it being Sir Basil Hulk mode, just tries to slash this tree, misses the first one, hits the second one, and then he will use help to give Mrs. Q advantage. That probably just looks like as him just trying to like just get the elementals attention by just trying to get up right in its face.
How does help work?
Oh, like advantage
On anything.
a roll or something.
Do I have to use it in the next turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
So as Sir Basil gets in the way of this. Sir Basil gets in the way of this hulking being, kind of trying to give some cover to Mrs. Q, shouting a word of encouragement over his shoulder. You see as the earth elemental itself kind of turns its attention to you, Basil, before following the line of Astra's sunbeam to see the goop, the goop that is Petra, the ally that this elemental has, and the shining borealis laying next to it. The thing that it has come to get. The thing that its partner, elemental number 1, was destroyed for trying to remove. And you see as it is going to kind of almost start to like get a little shorter. And for a second, you're not sure what's going on until you realize that it is starting to burrow underground.
Mm.
And you see that as it burrows underground in front of you, very, very rapidly for such a hulking being, you see a little kind of tunnel of earth. Or a little, oh, hi, buddy. A little mound of earth indicating where this creature is as it starts to beeline towards Apoc. And as it uses its action and its move to burrow, you just see an arm, a giant stone hand of this reach up and grab the borealis. Apoc, you have a really good view of this being within 30 feet of it. You don't necessarily see the elemental disappear. The ground under your feet starts to move for a second before you see this hand reach up through the goop that was Petra, grab the borealis.
Can I make an attack of opportunity as it goes underneath me?
It's burrowing. I don't think so. That is burrowing. Actually, no, sorry, it's not burrowing. It's a feature of the. That didn't give me what I wanted. Give me a second. All right, so it's using its earth glide ability. So it is technically like underground, moving under. You can feel the tremors as it moves.
Apoc is dumb enough to stab the ground with the dagger.
Yeah, done. I just don't know how to make
How far away is
I
it
agree.
from me? Just maybe can we mark it on the map where the?
Here we go.
Petra is where the staff is, and Elemental 2 is where it left from.
Where's Petra? I don't see.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on the far left. It's off the image if you zoom out.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
So it's like 60 feet away from you guys. It's 30 feet away from me.
Yeah.
You could just say no.
I would say that the elemental is going underground. If you would like to try and stab the ground, you're more than welcome to. That will use your opportunity attack, but you likely won't.
16 to hit.
16 to hit, that won't hit. Sorry. As it disappears from you, Basil, I do think you get an opportunity attack as it sinks
Let's
into the ground.
go.
It's not a teleport, so I think you get an opportunity attack there. If not, too bad. I'm saying you do.
Okay. Because anytime I attack, I have 2 attacks. It's just 1 attack, right?
Correct.
And if you disagree at home, be sure to write in the comments.
Comment.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Oh,
You got the call to actions, right? You need the call to action.
Yeah, so that definitely doesn't hit. It's what is that? 13.
Ugh.
right. As both Sir Basil swings wide as the elemental vanishes, Apoc stabs the ground as you feel the ground kind of like you lose your footing for a second as it mounds underneath you, and you seeing the hand reach up and grab the staff of the Borealis. That will be the elemental's turn. That was its move and dash to do that.
Question for you. I know I already did my turn, but can I still do a reaction?
So your opportunity attack is your reaction.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay. Because I have something where it's like when a creature I see ends its turn. But if not, it's okay.
That's fair, but you already used your reaction with the attack. If you hadn't attacked, you would have done the other.
Okay,
If you
okay.
had not given your opportunity attack, you could have done your other reaction, but so that's your reaction.
Cool.
But that is its turn. So Apoc, you see the hand holding it. Astra can see it. Basil, you can see it. Mrs. Q, I'll say you can see it. And Elle and Aurora, depending on how you're feeling, you might be cognizant enough to turn over and see it on your turn. But for right now, as the hulking figure has moved out of your space, Mrs. Q, you are up. Apoc, you're on deck. Aurora coming up after that.
I don't know. So to clarify, the elemental that has put its hand up and grabbed the Borealis is the one that is 60 feet away from me
No, I mean,
by Petra. Oh no, it's the same guy. He went underground and I was over there.
I didn't move it. That's on me. The elemental here now has the Borealis.
Righto.
60 feet.
And it's just his hand sticking out of the ground right now?
Yes. Yeah. It's like his arm and his hand sticking up, holding the Borealis.
Okay. Does it look like he's pulling it back down again, or if he's on his way up again?
You saw a shower of dust as the earth like erupted underneath the Borealis and the creature held on. I will say you were kind of sitting with Elle the first time a hand reached up to grab the Borealis, and at that point you know that the elemental emerged from the earth. Take from that as you will, but you see a very similar scene of a rocky hand grabbing the artifact.
Okay. Oh, don't know what to do.
Something ranged.
Yeah. And you have help, right? You gave me help.
Correct.
I don't know if it's gonna be, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to use it, but. I could try. When you banish someone, do they take the things that they're holding with them?
Let me look it up because I don't know. I think so. I'm pretty sure you do take whatever's on you when you are banished.
Okay, because that, yep, will definitely change what I do next. I mean, it makes sense. You would have your stuff with you.
I think you banish a creature with everything. It's like if you were banished with your equipment, you're not going to be banished naked to a place. So you're going to have your equipment on you. Right now, the Borealis is in the possession of this creature.
Okay, so we should not.
Yeah, you get the sense that something's going on over there.
Hurry up, Elle's getting attacked.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good thought though, Georgina, and I really like it.
I'm glad I checked. That could have been.
More than welcome to try.
That's okay.
I don't think you've had a successful banishment yet, so you're not 100% sure how that works.
You remember correctly. Tried several times and failed. Okay, in which case we are going to attack the hand that's sticking out of the ground with guiding bolts. Because
Go
it's
for
ready.
it.
So, pink sparkly lightning shoots out of Mrs. Q's tiny little fingers, towards the hand. And I just need to roll this, right? Yes.
Yes, so you go ahead and roll an attack.
But I have advantage because you gave me it. I can use it for this, right?
Yes.
Okay. What? Interference?
Whoa, my teeth.
Okay.
Let me get back.
You. I ask you this every time.
Okay,
I'm
hold on a
adding-
second here. Hold on a second. The help action is advantage on the next ability check it makes, not attack roll.
Okay.
Do not have advantage on this.
Okay. I will have to roll again.
Okay.
This one rolled better this time.
Wait a second. Hold on a second again. You can aid a friendly creature in attacking a creature within 5 feet of you. You feint, distract the target, or in some other way team up to make your allies' attack more effective. I might have been playing this wrong this whole time.
Help ability.
The help action, yeah. Nope, I lied again. You're good. It stands. You do have advantage.
Okay.
So,
So-
what was that roll with advantage?
So I add my spell attack, right?
Correct.
Or my modifier.
Your spell attack.
Okay. Then that is a 21.
21 hits.
Excellent. And I did cast this at 4th level.
I'm
So
gonna
that-
get you to say the level before.
Yeah, I
roll
promise
next
that's
time.
what I had open. I promise that's what I had open. But you're right. I will say it before next time. So that's 7d6. One moment.
Whoa.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Give me a moment to do some math. That is 26 radiant damage.
26 radiant damage.
Correct.
Ooh.
As you send off this powerful guiding bolt, you see the pink lightning essentially cleave a good chunk of the forearm and like pinky of this creature. And you, Apoc, being that close, you feel the ground rumble underneath you. It almost kind of knocks you off balance for a second, just the sheer like force of this rumble. The hand is still grasping the Borealis. However, you have cleaved off a good chunk of this. You feel like you've done a good chunk of damage, and it is now slightly glowing with like little pink. Well, you can describe it, Mrs. Q. What's the after effect of that bolt?
It looks like it looks like Elle took a pink glitter glue and just like decorated the arm.
Perfect, as it is just like shining a little bit pink iridescent with glitter from the after effects of that spell.
The only other thing that I'll do is I'm gonna move closer to however far I can go towards the thing.
What's your movement?
Nope. Yes, 30.
Which gets you like halfway, right? Because we're saying it's about 60 feet.
So it would get Mrs. Q to, yeah, like right about there.
You want to be up front? Did you want to?
Sorry, 25. So just
Okay.
shy of halfway.
So right about there.
There, you want to be like more like. to the
I
side?
don't care. Closer. There's all is
Right. As that ends Mrs. Q's turn, Apoc, you're up. Aurora, you're on deck.
Okay, I don't know how this is gonna work mechanically, but Apoc's
Perfect.
gonna run over at it. It's still just an arm sticking up, right?
Like half an arm
So
now.
it's an arm holding a staff. Is this what I'm picturing?
Correct.
Can Apoc slide and wedge his legs and his forearms under the staff so it can't pull it into the earth?
Ooh.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
like legs both underneath so that the staff can't pull down through his legs, and then forearms as well, just wrapped around it, kind of gripping.
Okay.
Just so that no matter where the staff is going, it's either going through him or it's coming back up.
Okay. So just a question for you, so I know how to handle this.
Yeah.
Are you trying to rip it out of the hand right now, or are you just bracing?
How much can I do in an action?
Essentially, if you are trying to rip it out of the hand, it's going to be like a strength contest. Who can hold on to this? If you fail the strength contest, you don't have a grip on it. If you are bracing against it, I'm going to treat it the way Elle was kind of hanging on, where your roll is going to kind of create the boundary that the elemental is going to have to break in order to.
Can I assist this? I want to see what you're doing, Sean, or Apoc.
Yeah.
What's your thought?
Well, you see how I'm under it? I mean, you never skip leg day, right?
Like, are you trying to pull it out?
I mean, eventually, yes, I want to get a good grasp on it first. But like I'm under it, holding on with like my legs underneath and my arms over top, and I just want to try and stand up to pull this thing and get it out. Like I don't want to lose the grip and like where I am in between the earth and the staff, but I want to stand up just to like give us more room.
I love this. If I can, on my turn, I was gonna get up, cast my ghostly jaunt to get the enough movement to get over there. If you'll allow me to use my Phantom's bracelet, I'm gonna reach into the earth and try and tickle the elemental.
Yeah.
To help.
Okay.
To help with the pulling.
Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. If your intention is to pull, then I am gonna treat it as a strength contest. However, if you're gonna hold your action for Aurora, that might adjust
if
the difficulty of the strength contest.
If Aurora's signaling to me and like mentioning she's gonna, then yeah, I'll hold and I'll wait for Aurora's help.
I'm just yelling, "I'm coming!" As this is all happening.
Okay. Now my question: can you make it there, Aurora? It is 60 feet away from you.
I have 65 with an action and a dash. Sorry. My bonus action to give me the extra movement on all my movements, and then a dash to use the extra, which would give me up to 65.
Okay.
Because I lost 15 because I was prone.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose this on my turn though, as I do want to cast Hunter's Mark at a 3rd level, which is my bonus action on this monster.
You're really making this first round a wild round. Okay.
I just want to like slide in with my hand with the Phantom bracelet as it just like.
Okay. So Apoc's movement bonus action is starting to brace as you hold, and Aurora comes in to reach through the earth right in front of you, Apoc, and unbeknownst to you is just going to start tickling the elemental. Aurora, I have to make you roll something. Give me a.
Come on, performance check. Come on, performance check.
That's what I'm looking at. I think it's a performance check.
Roll the tickle.
Stupid.
Persuasion, maybe? No.
Nope. We're gonna go with performance.
Is it sleight of hand?
I've made my decision. We're going with performance. Because you can be really bad at tickling.
That'll be a 16.
16. Okay.
Respectable.
Okay. 16. We're going to see how resistant this guy is. Okay. All right. So Aurora, as you are tickling, this 15-foot super magical elemental being from another plane, currently trying to rob you of a massively magical artifact in the middle of a massively magical place, and tickling this thing underground. You start to feel the ground kind of rumble a little underneath you. Uncertain what that sort of means in tickling an earth elemental form.
Do it.
Apoc.
Do it, Apoc. Do it.
This is a strength contest to hold on. So go ahead and make me go ahead and make me an athletics check.
With advantage?
I don't think with advantage.
Damn.
No.
Okay.
Aurora's actions just lowered the difficulty of this.
I rolled an 18 plus 4, 22.
Good stuff.
You can see the dive.
I can. As you feel the rumbling underneath, for reference, it did not pass its constitution save to resist the tickling effect. So you stand up.
Feel the burn!
Like, do you live through? Come on!
You describe it.
You see Apoc's fur just go a very brighter shade of white as the ground around him just starts to ripple as he goes super poor. And he just stands up. Yeah!
So dumb. I love it. As you pull, you take off like a bit of the like rocky fingers still left on there, just for flavor. As it's that powerful of a pull. The arm is still there, and you feel the rippling under the earth itself.
Jeremy and the fleas just like slightly lift him up, maybe like 2 inches off the ground. It look like he's levitating, and then he just falls back down.
This is wild. That is going to be your turn and Aurora's turn in a pretty epic combo move. One for the ages that the bards will all write about. As Astra is up, Elle, you're on deck. As she saw all of whatever that was. And you just hear a K from her end. She used a few pretty big spells last time. She is going to All right. She doesn't have enough distance to make it to you. So she is going to kind of run right in between all of you, quite frankly, as many as she can. And she's just going to yell, "Bring it back! Hang on to it and bring it back!" As you see her, the mantle of like branches on her cloak is just going to kind of deepen to a green as this semicircle just starts to move out from her central location. She's going to cast Mass Cure Wound and is going to be able to hit Aurora, Mrs. Q, and she's just going to miss Elle. Actually, she would catch Elle instead of Aurora. Sorry, Aurora. So, Mrs. Q, Sir Basil, and Elle, you are all going to get as you feel this kind of warmth sort of move through you, you are all going to get 18 points of healing, all three of you. As she's only able to get one group or the other. But as she yells at you and sends out this like kind of purplish green tinged healing, Elle, feeling some of that healing kind of seep into you, some strength return to your prone position. You are up, Sir Basil, you're on deck.
Okay, to clarify, when you say I'm up, I'm not standing up. I'm still prone. I just feel better.
Correct. You are up in
Okay.
the you are up in the initiative
Okay.
order.
Well, I guess I will stand up.
Right? That is half your movement to do so.
I know. I'm gonna take the as much of my movement to get close to Astra.
So you can make
Um,
about halfway there. So right around where Mrs.
Yeah. That's fine. Now is Apoc's over there tugging, but is he technically like actually he probably is. I answered my own question. Um well, this is Elle's Hail Mary. But I think it is gonna hit. She's gonna shout like, "Sorry, Apoc!" And she's gonna cast Moonbeam set right on the elemental, but it's still probably gonna. It's a 5-foot radius, so it'll still. Is there a way she can try and not hit Apoc?
If you are hitting the elemental, Apoc
Mhm.
and Aurora are on it.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of
There
afraid
is
of.
no way that you will not hit your friends.
Hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, I think she's still gonna do it because we either need to, she can't get over there to help, but this is some way she could maybe weaken the elemental a little bit more. She's worried about Aurora. I don't think she's ever seen Apoc go unconscious. Maybe she has.
Right.
But yeah, so that's gonna be a con save roll for you guys. When you enter the spell's area for the first time on a turn, or you start your turn there.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
At the start of
So
your turn.
when a creature enters the spell's area for the first time or starts its turn there, it makes the con save throw.
Okay, so it doesn't trigger now, but you are
Yep.
all there as you are blinded with this bright light as Elle casts Moonbeam in the area of the elemental, Apoc, and Aurora. And you kind of feel it start to kind of singe a little bit, not too much. You can almost feel like
Did
you
you
can
say
brush
the
it off.
first time we enter it or start of our turn?
When you enter the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there.
Yeah.
So because I'm at the top, I think it's going to be, unless you move away from it, but I'm pretty sure its initiative is higher than both of yours. Yeah.
Right. So Elle, as you are now concentrating on your Moonbeam, little bit of nervousness as you see your friends encapsulated in the bright light of your Moonbeam. Unless you're doing anything else.
She's just crying the whole time. She's never had to make such adult decisions before.
All right. That brings us to Basil. You are up. Mrs. Q, you're on deck.
Mhm. Okay, so Basil is seeing this giant moonbeam aura or what pillar. So he would know not to move into it, right? So what to do then? Because I'm purely melee. You the elemental it's as of right now it's not it's only its arm sticking out of the ground, correct?
Correct. It's like this part, for example. Think of that.
Does that mean that we can see like in terms of like the ground being like piled up like where the rest of its body is?
No, so think of it like the bulk of this is underground and it has just shoved its arm up to grab onto the Borealis, whether to pull the Borealis into ground and run away or you're not sure, but it has not fully emerged. You can make an assumption as to where its body is, but you don't know for sure. There's no tell.
Okay. Well, what am I supposed to do? Okay. All right, so that circle is the moonbeam.
That circles the moonbeam.
All right. Because I can't move 60 feet, what I was originally planning to do was Sir Basil was going to take his blink dagger and try and throw it using one of his attacks at the elemental. And then depending on where the dagger lands, will show what I do next. So can I roll that first?
Yes. So with your blink dagger actions. All right, so with your blink dagger, 60 feet is the maximum distance. So you are going to be rolling this at disadvantage because you are throwing to the max distance of your dagger. So if you're going to roll your
Can I-
attack here with your throw,
Okay, unless I use some of my movement. So from where I am to the elemental, we've been saying it's around 60 feet, but like how far?
so from where you are to the elemental, that is 60 feet.
Okay, so I could like move up 15 feet, like I could use half my movement.
Whoever just used the measuring tool, it's not. Sorry.
Yeah, it was me. Sorry about
So
that.
I could move, I could use half my movement to get about here. Or, right? Because it's about 30, so like somewhere around here. And then throw my dagger.
So Basil, I'm gonna get you. I don't think you've ever experienced this before, so teaching moment. When you look at your blink dagger, do you see that like range section?
Yeah, yep, 20,
20
it's
feet,
like,
60 feet?
yep,
20 feet is your close range, where anything 20 feet or under, if you're throwing it, it's just a regular attack throw, no disadvantage.
oh,
Over
okay,
20 feet is disadvantage. If you're trying to throw it farther than 60 feet, it's not gonna make it. 60 feet is the maximum range you can.
okay, so, so no matter what, I have to throw at disadvantage.
It would be a disadvantage.
Okay, I will try. Jeez, so that's a 10.
That will not hit.
Where does it land? That's the more important thing.
Yep, I have some. Let me pull up bits here because I have some rules around this. You rolled a 10. Okay. So as you go to throw your blink dagger, your foot kind of catches a little bit as you're running and throwing, and it doesn't go quite as far as you want it to. It goes about half the distance, and as it lands, you find yourself blinked in an instant. You almost stumble a little bit as you find yourself blinked to basically between Astra and the elemental.
Okay,
It didn't quite get as far as you wanted.
so that puts me at how far from it?
Yes, sorry guys, we went off the map a
Well,
little.
I guess
That's
I
my
guess
fault.
it's like that would mean it's about 15 feet.
You're
right?
about 15 feet, exactly.
Okay, so then I could use the rest of my movement to get up to it.
Yeah, if you only moved 15 feet before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
All right.
then from there it's use my second attack to try and hit it.
I don't see why not. Yeah, first attack thrown. Yeah.
Okay. Because it's 2 attacks per action. So I use 1 attack for the dagger, bonus action to blink, and then second attack.
Yep.
Yeah. Come on.
Somehow you missed it. It still worked in your favor.
Yeah. Well, that's the beauty of the blink, guys. The beauty of the blink. And that's a nat 20.
Woohoo!
Damn.
How do you want to
Okay.
do this, Basil? Don't even bother.
Wait.
Don't even bother. It had single-digit hit
Woo!
points. Actually, hold on a second. You enter the moonbeam.
Ah,
Constitution
shit.
saving
no,
throw.
no. I moved like on the side of the moonbeam. So
To attack the elemental, you are within 5 feet of it. The moonbeam is within 5 feet of it.
Okay.
You enter the moonbeam. Give me a Constitution saving throw. I'll roll the damage.
Okay.
You just gotta beat 14.
That's a 23.
Okay, you still take half, but
Okay.
I think, yeah, half.
Which is how much?
I'm about to roll. Those are not your 10s. Let's try that again. You were lucky. I rolled pretty shitty.
I was gonna say this is payback.
Oh, I rolled super shitty. I only rolled 12 total, so you only take 6.
Okay, cool.
That's lucky.
That is
A
very
one
lucky.
on a one on each a one on each pair of rolling. Yeah.
Okay, so Basil, as you move, you throw the dagger, you miss, you blink, and then continue your movement, entering the moonbeam. It sears your skin a little bit as you go ahead and strike towards this elemental, landing true. How do you want to do this?
I imagine it's just this just like the biggest he reels back, it just like hacks at it and just like cleaves this thing's arm straight off, and the Borealis just kind of like floats for a second and then just falls. Or I guess
Borealis is already saved.
like I guess they're already Apoc is holding it. So yeah, just cleaves the arm straight off of it. And then maybe you imagine like the arm is still holding onto it and then slowly just slips off or something.
It just kind of you take out like one of the rocks, holding the elbow part in, and the rest just kind of falls back before crumbling away after a massive cleave. As you are all in the blinding moonbeam. Elle, unless you're going to keep the moonbeam there, you can drop your spell at any time.
Yeah, I think once Elle can see that there's no immediate danger to us anymore, she'll drop it.
Okay. You're 60 feet away. Would you like to give me a perception check to see if you can tell whether or not the arm has been defeated?
Sure.
It's bright. There's 3 people there. Big Basil
Yeah.
is there. Person in the way. Apoc has the Borealis.
I rolled a 16.
Yeah, you're fine. You can see as the rock kind of crumbles away. You almost feel like a pressure sort of relieve in your chest that you didn't know was there. As you turn the moonbeam off. Question mark? Elle, are you choosing to turn the moonbeam off, or would you like to
Yes,
keep it
yes,
on?
I am. Sorry. I'm just sitting here smiling. I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. Yes, I'd like to.
Let it for a bit, just payback for like Basil time.
I will.
I was wondering. With the smile that she gave, I'm like, I think she might keep it on for another round.
Just take out Aurora after I just healed her.
Yeah, just a good chance that would have happened.
Yeah.
All right. Excuse me. As the moonbeam dissipates, that kind of like burning that you felt, all 3 of you around the elemental, dissipates almost instantly. You all kind of catch your breath. Apoc still with the Borealis lifted up to his chest. You all kind of take a beat and take a moment in the quiet aftermath of this ambush in the middle of the Scorched Grove. We're going to take a break there.
Yes.
Let's do this.
Shall we jump back in?
They made a fourth Night at the Museum. It's animated.
Oh, really?
But is Ben Stiller in it?
No.
Uh-huh.
Probably one of those directed DVD or whatever.
It was straight to Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Aw,
It's like
Okay,
George
sorry.
of the Jungle 2.
yeah, it was not good.
All
Release
right.
date 2022. Holy
Yeah.
smokes. Like recent. Okay. Alrighty. So we jump back in as Apoc. You are clutching the Borealis in your muscular pecs. Basil having dealt the final killing blow. Aurora, your hand is still in the ground. Remind me how long that Phantom's bracelet lasts.
I don't know.
Okay. Let's take a little look.
It doesn't say on the item.
Let me see. I might have to look it up on my end. I remember it being pretty cool.
Yeah, it just says 1 charge and I can use it once per day, but it doesn't say for how long. So with that as a terrifying thing, I'm gonna pull my hand out as quickly as I can.
I'll double check my notes and I'll go in and
That's
adjust it.
In like 10 seconds or whatever.
I feel like because you attempt to feel or manipulate the object, I feel like it's like an action or two, but I'll go back and double check.
Okay.
As you pull your hand out of the ground, Astra, Mrs. Q, and Elle, as you all kind of like catch your breath, Elle ending your spell. You take a beat in this like clearing the. Keep in mind the fire in the map is just set dressing. It is dark, as it was evening by the time the sun has set. That haze that is just integral to the scorched grove. Once again, like as you focus on it, you smell the smoke kind of filling your lungs. As the world is dark around you, just past the point. What do you want to do?
Are there any other monsters around?
You can take a quick perception check.
I just, yeah, quick look. Quick
go
look.
ahead.
Just scout the area, make sure we're not in any threat. 18.
18. As you kind of like huff, you take a very quick look around the horizon, eyes starting to adjust to the dark. You do have dark vision. You don't see any immediate threats. Nothing is moving as you do a. What do you guys like to do?
We feel like we can safely camp in this area.
I imagine Sir Basil's probably gonna like run to Elle and just be like so apologetic, just like falls on his knees in front of her, and it's just like, I'm so sorry, I don't know, I don't know what came over me, I don't know what. Are you okay? And then just tears, just like.
Well,
And this is all still happening in Hulk mode.
Oh,
I'm so sorry. And just can't console the fact that, or come to terms with the fact that his desire has always been to protect his group, protect his people. Yet, like so easily, he was just like used to like hurt out. And yeah.
well, she is also just gonna like drop down kind of in front of you and be like, this was really hard. Why is being a hero so hard? I don't know how you do it, Basil. And just also getting like pretty emotional. It's like,
Just
all I had to
yeah.
all I had to do was hold on to it. I'm so sorry. We almost lost it.
No, it's my fault. It's my fault.
We're both just like crying on the ground.
It's like
Ugly cry.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Mrs. Q comes over and like kneels on the ground. So she's like sort of Elle's height, but also recognizes that like Basil's like all the way up here and is like they're them and then like consoling them and saying, you both did so well. Basil, it's not your fault. You were the one who was misused here. You know, you can be angry at the enemy. It's not your fault. And Elle, you did so well, and you fought so well, and you thought on your feet. You guys both deserve Nanaimo bars. And she pulls out Nanaimo bars from her petticoat.
Nah.
Can I give inspiration?
Not to all three. You could give
Just-
one.
And this is cute with the Nanaimo bars. Every
Thank you.
time. It's going to get inspiration for me every time.
Yeah.
All right.
I
As
like-
the three.
I
Go ahead.
like to walk up to Elle as well and be like, okay, I'm gonna do this. If you're gonna cry like that, girl, make sure to hydrate, and I hand you my water skin.
Aww.
Trust me, you'll appreciate it tomorrow.
She's gonna like start like chugging.
Hate it.
Or she's gonna try to chug, but I don't know if birds can, so she like just puts a little bit and is like that weird way that birds drink water. Like gurgling it.
You ever seen a bird drink?
You know what? No, I never get that close.
Just head straight into a puddle.
Yeah.
Once we've all kind of like had a moment, held space for one another, can Elle kind of ask Astra like how close were we to getting where we wanted to go? Weren't we going towards like a cave?
Yeah, Astra had approached as you all kind of were hugging and crying and chugging water in whatever weird way you choose to chug water.
A giant cuddle puddle.
Yep. And she kind of like meets you where you are, so she'll kneel if she has to. And she just says, we were about a half day, less than a day's travel to the hotspot, the cave system where we believe that aspect of fire is being held. It's very close. Certainly less than a day. By tomorrow afternoon, we would have. Why do you ask?
I just want to know if we could get there to rest or if we should go for a little bit then rest there.
We could push into the night if that's your choice. We might not want to rest exactly where we are now, just in case. But I'll leave that up to you. It's easy to find if we need to.
While this is going on, can I check out the Petra goo?
Sure.
Is it just goo, or is there like anything else there?
Go ahead and make me. Are you looking for stuff in the goo or like just examining the goo itself?
Just like, yeah, like what happened? Is it just there's nothing there? It's just dissolved. Is there stuff? I don't know. I would have to look.
Okay.
Like,
So go ahead and make me.
is there any
Let's just do-
trace of her?
Let's do investigation then. You're really.
17. What's going on?
As you kind of get up all in, the goo remains of Petra.
Can I like put some of it into a vial?
If you'd like to.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's very odd. It's tar-like. It's kind of shiny. It's very, very deep, like a deep black, maroon, burgundy, purple kind of thing. It feels like a clay and it doesn't. It's very weird as you go to like scoop a little bit. You don't see anything, like none of her gear or anything that she had. With a 17. But as you're kind of like looking through it and just trying to make sense of what happened, you get kind of a little ping in the back of your mind as you were the one who looked at demons and fiends in the avium all those weeks ago. and you had initially kind of glazed over it a little bit, kind of looking for like origins, more the planes that demons and fiends come from. But as you're kind of face to face with this goo, you remember reading something, and it's hard to remember what book it was in, but you remember reading that some fiends are more resilient than others, and if not killed on their home plane, have the potential to reform.
Damn it.
And leaves whatever plane they were killed in as a like thick tarry goop.
Fuck. I don't think we've seen the last of this one, guys. I just walked back over to the group. Hey, Elle, here's your stick.
Elle will take it back and turn to Mrs. Q and like, we should probably cover this up again, or at least keep staying on the move while we have it.
Like, you turn around to look at Mrs. Q and she is already crocheting.
Yes. Taking the crochet and the scarf off was what did it, for sure.
This is my
Indeed.
favorite story.
The storyline is perfect.
Wonder, do we have anything that could like hold Petra?
Make hold so she can't come back.
Like, trap her?
Apoc, do you remember if we do something to this goo, like, you know, split it up or burn it, if it will make it less likely that she will be able to come back, or less likely that she will be able to come back to this spot?
I don't think what we do to this goo will change any of that. I think she's gone already.
But possibly only temporarily.
Yes. Most likely temporary.
That's a shame.
So
I wasn't a Beast fan.
how do we kill her once and for all?
We have to go hunt her down and get into her home and kill her there. I just don't know where that is. I don't think she's from here.
You think this is something we have to do soon?
No, I think we have other bigger, more urgent issues. This one seems like it's just a nuisance.
Yeah, best to get some distance between us and
Yeah. You know when you break up with let you be? Not saying that that's what this was.
It just had certain similarities
Yeah.
to stories I've heard.
Yeah. No worries, Apoc. We've all had that.
I haven't.
Yeah.
That is a terrifying outlook on dating.
Yeah. It's not all bad.
Just make sure you ask them their alignment before you start dating.
Is that like their like their sign, but what their alignment is?
All right. I don't know about you, but I could use a rest.
Should we plan to maybe move just a little bit away from this spot?
probably best to find a safer spot before we make camp. What does everyone think?
I think we should try to get a little bit closer to wherever it is where that Astra's leading us towards.
Besides, a nice, evening stroll might, shake some of the tension away from all of the fighting.
Basil like wipes the tears off his cheek. So. It's a little banana bar.
Are you still huge?
No. I imagine as he like take a bite of the banana bar, he just slowly like.
And the
shifts up.
Nanaimo bar just gets bigger in his hands.
Yes.
I agree with that. Let's do it.
Well, if we are continuing to journey, I imagine maybe like before they move on, Sir Basil will walk up to the group and just still beating himself up a bit about just like how she like manipulated him to attack Elle. He's gonna just like spit at the group. And he's just gonna
Oh,
like good riddance. I hope we never so what's the word? Hope we
Cross
never
paths.
cross paths again. Even if you are sexy and saucy. Just turns and like walks back to the group.
Can
I
I
love that.
take a vial of some of the goop?
Sure.
Yeah. Do you want this one? I was gonna give it to you.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Seems like your thing. I just figured you could tell me what it was, maybe.
Maybe.
Okay, we'll put a pin in that.
Okay, let's walk. And then we can look forward to a nice, delicious dinner
Mhm.
once we stop.
Mhm.
Sounds good. How much longer do you want to travel? You're moving a couple hours, an hour closer, a couple hours closer.
3 1/8.
3 1/8. I saw Georgina roll her eyes. I saw it.
Well, whatever, sure.
As Astra kind of nods at that, looks up at the moon, you see her kind of like calculate something behind her, like behind her eyes, as she like picks up and heaves her bag. And before going, does anyone need a bit of healing before we take off for the next few hours?
I wouldn't mind a little bit. I'm still under half.
All right.
It's not going to be dangerous, is it?
No, I thought we knew the grove, but whatever this was is not part of the grove. So if there's something hunting us for what we have,
Right,
let's just err on the side of caution.
Sounds good. Any healing? Heal me up.
All right.
This is the
Pick out
DM
around
to
little
get tips.
Astra will. So once more, you see the kind of like leaves grow and fall from her mantle, and as they touch the ground, they start to spread out in this like purple-hued circle. And yeah, she will use one of her last big spells to mass cure wounds everyone.
Nice.
I mean, so maybe Mrs. Q should have said that she doesn't need any. So if it's better to use a different spell that targets like less people, that would be fine.
There's still 1, 2, 3, 4 less.
Okay. Okay.
This would probably do the best amount with the least amount of energy. All right, as whoever needs it can take 19 points.
Pretty good.
Ooh.
64.
All right, we're heading towards the hotspot. Grab your stuff. Let's head out and keep a sharp eye and a sharp ear. We don't know what else is going to be out there. As she kind of like heaves her pack on, as all of you gather your stuff and set off into the dark. Unless you are lighting any torches, it is kind of getting very, very dark around you. Only a few, the brightest of stars, the moon itself, can actually be seen through the haze of the scorched grove. As the only sound you can really hear is your own footsteps as you kind of plod along.
You can't hear your own footsteps as I cast Pass Without a Trace.
Nice.
The only sounds you hear instead as the path without a trace takes hold, leaving no footprints and no trace of where you are walking. Every so often you hear a little bit of movement through the like charcoal bits beneath your feet as critters, insects, small rodents, small reptiles kind of move underfoot as you silently make your way through the grove. I will get all of you to go ahead and make a stealth check as you move with a +10 for pass without a trace. It's +10, right? It
Yeah.
hasn't. Okay. Oh, Eric doesn't look at it. Apoc?
Plus
23.
Then?
Yeah, that's right. I'm
Elle.
rolling disadvantage.
30.
30. Mrs. Q?
19.
That with the +10 from pass without a trace?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we in dim light and darkness?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not disadvantage. It's just straight.
Basil?
24.
13.
Oof, oof.
That one over there. Astra?
Why are we being quiet, guys?
With Astra and Elle kind of leading the way, those of you who are a little louder, they're able to kind of point out the places that you should avoid to not knock over any larger stumps or any larger pieces of wood that would give away your position, as you are able, thankfully with their support, and a natural 20 from Astra, you're able to move through the scorched grove. As you move, if you are moving for 3 1/8 hour, this is going to push you to around like 1 a.m. So we are going to roll a Constitution, whatever it is for exhaustion. I think it's a save.
Now I threw out that time just because I thought it was a funny number.
Yeah, really.
Do any of you want to stop sooner?
Yes.
No, this is our group. How
Yeah,
we
let's
function.
make the progress. We committed to the bid. Let's go.
You guys wanted to keep going tonight. Let's keep going.
Apoc, you're a slave driver.
Yeah, I just feel so jacked after that late night workout.
Mrs. Q is in desperate need of a cup of tea. She's not super jazzed that we're still going.
I can brew you up one.
Yeah, we
On the
also have
road?
I got my portable brew kit.
Oh, portable meaning you can be physically moving?
Yeah, why not? That's why I've been so loud back here.
It's semantics.
All my cups have been clinking together.
She doesn't have like a tray strapped to you or something
Yeah.
as you walk.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That would be amazing.
Great. Mrs. Q
I-
won't complain then.
Okay. Well, I can only do Earl Grey at this hour.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
As Aurora is brewing a cup of tea, I still need everybody to make a Constitution saving.
Okay.
From famine to feast, not 20.
Seven.
Anybody who rolled a 10 or under, you take a point of exhaustion.
Nope.
Nope.
You're the only one.
Yeah, I can deal with that.
Okay. So we're going legacy roll, so disadvantage on ability check.
Okay, if I have advantage on those ability checks, is it just?
Yes.
It was that last 1/8 that did it. You know?
All right. So as
We're like kids at a slumber party. We're just going.
Yeah.
as you are moving on, Apoc getting a little bit exhausted as the adrenaline and the cortisol wears off, and you're just like, whew.
Are we on the second hour now?
I'm tired. It's just gonna be.
Okay.
Why?
Well, I mean, Pass Without a Trace is only 1 hour, but we're going for 3 1/4 and an eighth, half of a quarter.
Oh my gosh. This is all you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna worry too much about it. You're gonna keep recasting. We'll just keep these rolls going.
Okay.
However, as you do move, since you are moving through the Scorched Grove, one more roll. Whoever wants to keep an eye out, I'll get you to make a perception check. So if you are kind of keeping an eye out and watching where you go, Astra is leading the way, so she will be keeping an eye. But if anyone wants to help, your choice.
My perception is possible.
I have terrible perception.
Same here. I mean, I'm used to hunting and tracking, so
So you're good at it? Then
I'm pretty good.
did you just roll exhaustion?
Yeah, he has exhaustion.
Okay.
I'm pretty good at it.
Oh, okay.
I'll make a perception check.
Well, all of us can do it, so.
The 10.
Real good.
Astra rolled not much better. All right. So as you are walking, Apoc keeping sharp eyes out as Astra is leading the way. You see her kind of rubbing her face and her eyes as you start to approach the 2.5 hour mark. You're into midnight.
We're good, guys.
12:30 in the morning. Is there anything you'd like to do while you are traveling this late at night?
Mrs. Q is able to walk and crochet at the same time because she has enough pockets to stuff the balls in. So she's sort of discussing with Elle how to improve on the Borealis disguise costume. So she thinks that we should go for tassels. And she's curious as to Elle's opinion on tassels.
Well, Elle is quite a big fan of tassels. I don't think she knew that's what they were called, but she understood what they were.
Mrs. Q takes this encouragement to heart and is creating like a tassel dress to add to the ensemble.
I like how we keep making this thing just a little bit more conspicuous rather than inconspicuous.
It's a piece of art now.
Mm-hmm.
As it's slightly glowing, just with this kind of internal radiance. It's not giving any light necessarily, but it is this blue-hued crystal in your hand, Elle. As you're having this discussion about being conspicuous or not with a tassel-filled cape or dress of sorts.
Just imagine
As you're having this conversation, as you all near with Apoc's continued pass without a trace, as you all kind of near the absolute max of what you can do tonight, Astra kind of holds up a hand and says, "Travel for about 3.25 hours. I'm sorry, I went a little bit over. That's on me. Are we okay to stop, or would you like to push on? We're probably another 5 or so hours away from the hotspot."
I think we may want to be pretty well rested for when we arrive.
Great. So let's stop here and try and get some sleep.
Before we go to bed, I want to use primeval awareness.
Okay.
Aberrations, any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, undeads within a mile.
Within a mile. Yeah. A mile is 2.2 kilometers. Right? Or is it the other way around?
I think that's right.
No, that's right.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Do we sense anything here?
No, you do not.
Okay, perfect.
You get nothing outside of the normal. There's undead coming from Aurora, not too much. You do get the sense once more, kind of like you've done this before, of just sort of strong elemental type
Whoa.
You guys are sideways, just as a heads up.
Whoa.
No, 1 sec. What did I do?
I don't know.
As they're ITing this, you get this kind of like just ever present sort of underlying rippling kind of elemental power, but not you don't attribute it to a creature. It's just strong enough to be picked up outside of the scope of your
I'm just gonna wander off to get changed before bed, and then I'll come set up the hut, the dome. And as I wander off, I'm gonna find a private spot. I'm gonna strip down from my normal wear, getting my pajamas out. But I am gonna take the opportunity to cast Sending, and I'm gonna reach out. Cam, are you there? That lady who answered for you, I think we killed. Please tell me you're okay.
There's a moment of just quiet or nothing. No response, no movement in the grove as you kind of sit in the silence. And after a beat, where you kind of hear your heart thudding a little louder than usual, you hear a voice answer back. Very unfortunate. Petra will come back. Cam's not home right now, but you're welcome to visit. And that's the end.
Dang, okay.
Well, I don't know if you're on mute or we just can't hear you.
Yeah. And then I'm going to use my other, I'm going to cast another Sending. Hey girl, I know it's late. I'm out in the grove and I have the Necronomicon. Can you try and keep any concerns about it being missing from the library?
This is to Angel?
Yep. And then I'm going to put on my Silk Nighty, come back and set up the dome.
As you do, you get a voice back. The night's just getting started.
I love Angel.
Like, yeah, I'll cover for you. But when you bring it back, I want to read.
I'm out of spell slots. I can't answer that.
Anything else that anyone would like to do before bed? Elle.
Yeah, Elle would want to sit down with Astra, and take about 10 minutes to ritual cast Commune with Nature. Now, this lets me gain knowledge of the surrounding area up to within 3 miles. So this could be something I ask and then we get the info later, depending. I get to know 3 facts. So I would want to know of any powerful elementals, any influences from other planes of existence, and I think it's asking about terrain and bodies of water, but I think I'd want to know if I can glean from this far away anything like about the cave system that we're going to.
Okay, interesting. Okay, and it's not like a cryptic response. You get this knowledge as you commune. Okay.
You instantly gain knowledge.
It just appears.
It's just in my head now. Yeah.
Your IQ goes up a couple points.
Whoa.
As you approach Astra and ask her to assist you with this, she kind of like smiles, nods, of course, and sets up a little ritual space with you. What does it look like as a quick description?
I think whatever Astra would do, whether it's, I don't know if you draw with chalk or anything. I imagine Astra would put out some kind of elements of focus, whether they'd be like amethyst or just things to her that help like connect her to nature. I think the things that Elle would pull out would be like her crayons. I think I don't think I have my doll anymore. I think I'd pull out like the empty pack of tea that she got from Emrys. And I think she'd also pull out this. I think there's a ring she has with a blue sapphire that Aurora gave her that I think she would probably put in the middle. Like she's still gonna put it on after, but she's gonna bring that out as well.
As you and Astra set up this eclectic arrange of items that will help you focus and ritual cast commune with nature. You close your eyes, and still, even with your eyes closed, you can almost see the plains of the scorched grove during the day. And you almost see it kind of like, it's almost like a speed version of it reverting back in time, and you find yourself almost sitting in this massive old growth used to be. And as you are kind of watching it in this commune, you see it start to move forward as you start to see the fires raging, the trees burning, and you get like a bit of a sense of heaviness and a sense of unease settle in your chest through this commune. Through this vision, you instantly get knowledge of influence from other planes of existence, and you feel pulls towards the plane of fire. The elemental plane of fire. You get strong senses of just conjuration and evocation, like rippling in like waves through this land, not unlike some of the pulls you felt from the Borealis itself. For powerful celestials, fae fiends, elementals, or undead,
I wasn't sure if I could ask for all, so I just picked elementals. But if you'll give me all of them, that would be great.
It doesn't say specify once, so
Okay.
yeah. As you are moving through this vision, kind of moving back and forth where the grove once was to what the grove is now, you don't necessarily see what it is, but you almost see like footsteps of massive creatures or a massive creature made of fire moving through. And as it does, you feel the trees like catch fire, almost like it's your own feathers catching fire as this creature moves through. And you kind of feel as it does that this creature, with every tree that it catches alight, you feel more of a powerful step every time a tree starts to burn as you kind of fast forward through the burning of it and are pulled back to what the grove used to be. You get the sense that there is some very powerful elemental, something that is close at hand. It says up to 3 facts. You asked about the cave system as your last bit, right?
Because I think we're getting closer, but if I can glean anything, though it does say if I'm in a cave or other natural underground setting, the radius is limited. So I don't know if I'd get much, but Elle doesn't really know anything about it so far.
Yep. You're not in a cave, you are in the open, so that would not apply. As you ask this question to whatever power of nature is giving you this vision, you feel yourself kind of pulled almost into the ash and under. And you, after traveling through this ash and through this charcoal that is built up and underfoot, you didn't realize how deep, how much of a layer this is. And it takes a good moment before you actually hit soil. And as this vision kind of starts to pull you under, you feel yourself kind of jolting forward and down almost. It's as you move into the ground, it kind of starts to jolt and zigzag. It's very jarring, not like the previous vision where you're moving gently through the ground itself. You get the sense that although it might be trying to answer your question, it might be too far outside the radius of the spell to give it an answer. And as you, right when it feels like there's too much jerking and your eyes are just hurting, you kind of wrench them open. And Astra is next to you, kind of holding your hand, squeezing gently to pull you back, her eyes open and on, watching as you moved through this vision. All right. Anything else anyone would like to do before you take your long rest?
For flavor, dinner over Mrs. Hugh's hearth is beans, baked beans, because she's really embracing the camping vibe tonight. She's like, everyone's really tired. We need to carb up. So beans, and like she gives people the option of either mashed potatoes or like potato latkes, because she wants to give people a bit of choice. So that's what we're having. And she realizes after the fact that we're all sharing the same tent, and she fed everybody beans. But we're all friends here. It's okay.
Can birds fart? Just curious.
Is that a question, or are you Googling? 'Cause
No,
the
I answered myself. Yeah, no, I'm fine.
Did you Google it?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, now we know.
Genuinely curious.
Yeah.
The rest of us.
As Elle finds sleep easily, the rest of you may be a little uncomfortable after a meal full of beans. Unless there's anything else, you can all bed down safely in the dome conjured by Aurora. And you can all take a long rest.
We can recover 1 level of exhaustion with food and drink.
All right. As you all take your long rest, plan your spells for the day, and wake up the next morning, because you went to bed so late, around the 1 a.m. mark, around the 1 a.m. mark, after three and a quarter hours, 1:15, you are now at like 9 a.m. waking up after 8 hours of sleep, if not a little bit more to recover some exhaustion. As you all kind of like stretch, get yourself moving, having any leftover beans and mashed potatoes or potato latkes from last night. Astra kind of starting to pack up quickly as she looks at you all. Plan is to make it to the hotspot today, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. We can explain a bit more about what we're dealing with when we get there, but just be aware, around this cave system, it becomes a little bit strange. And you'll see what I mean when we get close, but things start to go a little bit fritzy. It's a very, very powerful. Be on your guard today. But the hotspot isn't really active or unpredictable in the way the rest of the grove is. I hope that makes sense. But I'm ready to go when you are, whenever that is. Anything you'd like to do before you set off for the day?
Oh, yes. Not that it matters for anybody else, but Mrs. Q will cast her invoke the Emerald sign because she can do it every day.
Perfect. And don't forget to switch up your spells, prepare new spells if you'd like to. I think both. I'm actually not sure who can. I think everybody can. No? Okay.
I think I can.
All right. As you all get yourself ready to go, I just need someone to roll me a d8.
Who wants to roll?
We couldn't hear you there.
Go for it, Basil.
Oh,
No.
That's a 1.
Oh no.
right. As you all prepare yourself, hoist your travel packs up, and start setting off, following Astra once more in this southwesterly direction. She kind of looks over her shoulder as you're all walking and mentions that this is the like I said, we're only about 5 hours away, so we are actually just on the other side of the Tender Camp, where we first met all of the elders, all of the folks that you met before we set out. We're not too far away. It's just on the eastern side of the grove. We've traveled quite a bit in quite a short period of time. We're getting to the last place we need to go. Hope we have. She kind of sighs. I hope you're prepared for what we're going to find there. I'll try and prepare you as best as possible when we get there, what we know so far. A little easier to show you than it is to explain sometimes. Sorry for being so cryptic. As she kind of like walks and talks throughout the day. But as you set off, the day itself, for the first time since you've been in the grove, actually, a lot of the haze has kind of died down. And you can actually see sky, a few clouds here and there above you. It's been a while since you've been able to kind of see the sky since entering, especially on the days when it was very smoky and you had troubles taking in a full breath because of the amount of haze here. And as you are able to move forward kind of unimpeded today, you get a very good view of the Scorched Grove landscape. The just darkness of the like black soot and charcoal underneath you. The barren emptiness of this expanse that kind of goes on until it does end up disappearing in a layer of haze. The small layer, pardon me, the lighter layer of haze that seems to be something that always persists. The air a bit clearer though, not smelling as heavily of smoke as it did. And around the like 4th hour, as you are trudging along, so you are now into like 1:00 p.m. after stopping for lunch and starting again. It's a moment before you realize, between like snippets of conversation here and there, that in times when everyone is quiet, the silence it's a bit strange at first until you kind of think about it. And as you're moving, I'd like everyone to make a nature check.
Nature check.
Nature.
Not my strong.
All right. 8.
1.
Basil?
8.
Elle?
22.
Perfect.
Womp womp
Apoc?
womp.
15.
As you're moving into your fifth and like final-ish hour, give or take, hour of travel, Apoc and Elle, as you are walking with the lulls in the conversation, longer that the conversation dies, the more that you are hearing your footsteps as you trudge through. And it takes a good 10 minutes before you finally realize that something is a little bit odd. Something's missing. And it takes you a bit before you finally put your finger on it and you come to realize that there is no ambient noise.
Ooh, okay.
There's no sounds of scurrying. There's
Primeval
no
awareness.
sounds of wind. I'll get to that. There's no sounds of wind like moving any of the charcoal or soot underfoot. You pass by like old, burned corpses of trees, long ago burned, where it looks like you could touch them and they fall apart. And you realize you don't see any prints or holes or burrows or anything. There is no ambient sound of other life in this area. You do your primeval awareness. It's within 1,000 feet.
2.2 kilometers.
So it's within.
Astra, how far away are we?
You don't get anything aside from what's last night. Astra kind of like shrugs a little. We're very close. 30 minutes away from the entrance to the cave system. You feel it though, right? This is what I meant by strange. Nothing else moves past a certain point, a certain radius away from the cave system. Like everything has been kicked out or they've fled this area. It's eerie, but this is normal for being this close to the cave. It is weird.
Does it feel hotter as we're getting like much closer? Like, are we physically feeling the heat?
Not at this point. And Astra kind of pipes up as you sort of question. Usually around the entrance to the cave, within a few hundred meters or so, is when you start to feel the heat. It doesn't get dangerous until you start entering the cave and really move down. Right now, we're just kind of in this dead space. We don't really have a good name for it. Nature knows when to not interfere with something.
You're muted, Steph.
No, I know. I'm calling the dog because she's hitting her bell to go outside, and I know she doesn't need to go outside.
All right.
Sorry.
Wild beasts want to get out.
No, I feel like there's
Did you want me to scout out ahead, see if there's anything there we should be worried about?
You're more than welcome to, but this is kind of what I meant before, where it's predictably empty. Every time we've been out this far, we've never seen anything as soon as we kind of hit this radius. You are more than welcome to scout ahead.
Things would hide from us, things would disappear, things don't want to be seen.
It's more like at least the creatures that belong in this realm. Rodents, small reptiles, snakes inhabit this place. Small goddesses are here. They're just not within this close to the hotspot. It's a few kilometers or so. As for others, we've seen elementals in the grove. We, as a group, have seen smaller elementals in the grove. Not sure if you remember those fire elementals we saw about a week ago. We've never seen anything like that within this radius.
All right, let's go.
I'm not going to stop you, but that's just what we know. Sorry. What were you going to say?
Said, well, we come this far if we should keep going.
I agree.
Mhm.
I know it's strange, but as strange it is as it is, this is to be expected. And if it makes you feel better, this is the most normal this area is. It gets stranger. She kind of like, you get this almost glint of a little bit of dark humor for the very first time in Astra before she like kind of shakes herself. As you continue to walk on for another like 30 to 40 minutes, as Astra said, you're approaching the end of that 5th hour. Yeah, you're approaching the end of the 4th to 5th hour. You start to see on the horizon, it was hard to see at first because of the constant haze, but you start to see on this horizon, the closer you get, what you only saw as like a darker shadow start to take form as you see this mound of what looks like solid rock kind of almost jump out, not slowly. At one point it wasn't there, and the next time you look up, it's there as it kind of moves out of the haze towards. And as you all kind of move forward, Elle, the borealis in your hand starts to like, not that it starts to do anything necessarily, but you feel almost just like tingles of cold move up your arm the closer you get towards this mound. As you walk a little bit closer, you start to see the opening to this cave as Astra leads you. And as you start to get within around 300 to 400 meters as promised, you start to feel the temperature rise a degree or so at first. But those of you in heavy armor kind of start to notice it as you feel a few beads of sweat start to form just on your fur. You kind of wipe it away. As you are all sort of looking at the gaping kind of mouth of this cave. And it is massive in front of you.
You look behind and Mrs. Q has like pulled out this small but exceptionally frilly fan. And she's just like, whew, I thought I went through my hot flash phase years ago.
I think I want to end on that. Unless there's anything else, I think we're going to end there because that's hilarious.
Cool.
You're all face to face